Hello guys, welcome to my Fam Talk series. I've found a name after the last video. It's a very feminist standpoint on a lot of things in the world. Coming from my background as a social manager, as a social media person, as a former communication and fundraising manager, and also as a very interested and aware human, and added to it a little bit of spiritual background. Actually, sometimes is the more you learn, the less you know. That's a saying, that's so true. And it really, just I've always been striving for knowledge and understanding, because I've never been really understood. Like, nobody cared about understanding a person, but also nobody tried to understand me, because I've always been called very complicated, because I've been very emotional and I've had no idea. I personally, as a child, as a girl, I just tried to stay quiet as well as possible, because I could not regulate myself. If I would like have a tantrum, like kind of style emotional vomiting, I had no idea how to soothe myself back into the body, actually. And so it was a long road to learn enough about this word, why it is triggering me in all the ways. Just is so mean. We live in a very mean, very egoistic, non-value driven society, coming from a very Catholic country, where like going to the church was coping, still coping for me sometimes. If life is really rough, like especially around Christmas, it all comes up. Like, and I've always resonated with my grandparents' generation more than with my parents' generation more, and I am still trying to find my tribe in the millennial generation. But to be honest, I'm probably very unique as a personality type. It's INFJ. That's Myers-Briggs. You could Google it maybe. I'm not doing this today. But that's very understandable, and it's very nice clustered, and the prescriptions are super understandable, and there's only 2% of the population that is resonating with me. So if we are just, maybe the gender would separate my resonance probably, then also what's hobbies, interests, personal life and education, all brings up different things. So that would be really non-vibing too. So I think I'm gonna stick to hobbies again. I'm not gonna be searching for a very aligned person in my life, because that's what I was searching for when I was a little girl. I was always having friends after year, best friends forever. Year later, next best friend forever. And I've really always tried to find something that is resonating, and it's so fake. People are so fake, and yeah. But coming from that, also thinking about peer groups I've engaged with, especially over Zoom, coming from business backgrounds, coming from communication, news persons, TV even, also in my village, and also spiritually. I really wanted to think out loud about the rise of emancipation. very critical and informed person. I'm very knowledgeable and researched. Also, I'm very intuitive, empathic, and feeling. So I end up sometimes with people from either crowd. And I'm like, it's not the whole picture. And that's really why I crave this video, really craving it. So I've posted in my stories a little video about the women's rights movement in 1900s, mostly US, to be honest. The Suffragettes is what they're called. That is also a great movie with Carey Mulligan. Also, if you watch it, can you also think about the role that men had in this time? Just not only the superior, I am the patriarch man, just the beta, whatever kind of man. And then also having women who are fighting out loud on the streets for rights that they are not allowed to have in a patriarchal, very not safe society. Just thinking about the safety laws. Just if I would be a German a language teacher, I would have you watch the movie and write an essay and definitely think about what the children experience and the teacher experience, and why did women still continue demonstrating? Why were they interested in fighting and sometimes losing the safety, just like imprisonment, or some maybe killed? They were like acting even with bomb attacks. Very knowledgeable, very informed, very intelligent network, long time coming. All kinds of women working together, the richest and the poorest, the most informed, the less informed. It was illegal. It was like the IRA. I don't know if you know this kind of story. A lot of Irish fought back against the British Empire, and it was also dangerous, but it was like in 20th century, 2000, and it was even safer, guys, to demonstrate it's really rough in 1900 to go demonstrate as a woman for your right to vote. Did we get that? Just maybe, yeah. The movie's awesome. It really, you get the message. It's, for me personally, emotionally, and what my learning was, is the power of this woman and how she is rising in the movie and how she is becoming what she has to become, because she has to defend herself, her body, her safety. And she comes to this point where she does not have to hide anymore, because she has nothing to lose, because she tries to stand up and say no to violence and abuse. And that's something I resonate with 100%. I really get it. I've been at this point too sometimes, and I can definitely stand up for other people, and I get it. But what I see in society is just regarding this movie, there is only talk about the strength of a woman that stands up against violence, but it is affecting her whole family. She loses the husband. She has trouble seeing the boy. Her life is threatened. That's where we are coming from. That's the whole start of the movement was very scary and also violent too for the system and the patriarchal society. Coming back with violence again.